Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are day one of our road trip for Kaylin's baseball tournament. We decided to go to Michigan. I never thought I'd say that I got Tommy to Michigan. We did that first time in 15 years that we've been together, almost to the day. All right, first thing we're doing is the pier at Luna Pier. So as you can see the lighthouse behind me, we've got Lake Erie just over here. And I can't wait to see what we can get into, so let's get rolling. I find being out near the water so peaceful. There's just something about the calm waves, and just this pier was really relaxing to me. After a long trip up and just the drive and things like that, it made it so nice to kind of relax as a family and just get out and be near the water. The lily pads were in full bloom and it was so pretty. The people that were out on the pier were super friendly and were suggesting things in the local town to go see, and that was really an interesting experience because where we live, people aren't always super helpful. They kind of suggest that you leave town as quickly as possible sometimes, and so that was a nice change of pace and I really enjoyed that. And it was only $4 to park for an hour, and I thought that was $4 well spent. So I would go back to the pier at Luna Pier, which is what it was called. It was very accessible and clean, and people again were super friendly. Definitely recommend. This was my first trip using my new GoPro 11, and I have some thoughts about it. Definitely some positive things, but also some negatives, so be looking for a video for that in the future, but I will definitely be reviewing it. After spending time at the pier in the morning, it was time to play ball. This Challenger League baseball that she plays is awesome. It's for kids and adults of various disabilities so that they get to have the chance to play baseball. There's no winners or losers. Everybody just goes and has a great time. The coaches get into it, the adults get into it, and the kids especially get into it. And everybody has so much fun. She has been playing all season. We have the best time. And so I'm going to insert a few clips here. This weekend it was a Star Wars theme, and so she thought that was really kind of cool. They had, of course, Darth Vader and the stormtroopers walking around that first day, and it was just neat to kind of see the theme playing out as the weekend rolled on. After playing 2 games that first day, that evening they host what's called a dance. This year's dance was held at Imagination Station in Toledo, and it is kind of like this giant science museum. It was fantastic. They had access to the whole place, so they could explore and interact with different things, or they could go down to the dance floor and have a great time. They fed them. They just had so much fun. It was really a cool place. To get there, we parked in a parking garage and you walked through an underground tunnel, and Kaylin and her friend Brody thought this was the coolest experience, and it included walking through an abandoned mall, and that, quite frankly, was a little creepy for the adults, but the kids thought it was the coolest thing ever. So here we go. This facility had everything from dinosaurs, where you could emboss different things to become a junior paleontologist, to a water room where you could experience different things involving water tables and different experiences there, to a book-themed room, so you had an Alice in Wonderland room, and what the kids called a trippy room, where you were on an anti-gravity type of slope and had to walk up and around a room, and just different things like that. They had a nutrition room and various different options to go explore on 2 different levels and all sorts of different things. They even had a bicycle on a wire up in the air that you could ride if you were brave enough. Neither Kaylin nor her friend Brody were brave enough, but that didn't surprise me. And then the dance floor was right below where that bicycle was, and where they had some hot air balloons floating around, and it was just packed. All the teams were invited, and it was just so much fun. Then they played one more game of baseball and received a really cool trophy that was shaped like a little baseball with moldable arms and legs, and Kaylin thought that was just the best thing ever. So that concluded our trip, and we headed on home. On the way home, we saw this really cool restaurant called Agave and Rye, and it was like fancy tacos. The building looked cool, so we decided to stop. Inside was decked out with graffiti and chandeliers, and I didn't ever think that I would say that about any place. The food was scratch made, everything was fresh, and everything was really good. So we started out with some mac and cheese beignets, and then Tommy had a carne asada taco. I had some birria tacos. Kaylin had a smash burger. And then I ended with a tres leches cake, and Kaylin ended with funnel cake fries. And it is time to get back to carnivore because, wow, I was full after that meal. And just like that, our busy road trip is over. I'm sad to be back home. I'm glad to be back home. I'm kind of torn. I love to travel. I love to be out and about and visiting new places and trying new things. We had such a great time. I love Tournament Weekend. They do a great job supporting these kids in this Challenger League. Kids and adults, I can't just say kids. While they may be kids to me, they're not all kids. And I love seeing the absolute joy that they all get playing and sharing that time with them. That is all I have for today's video, but I will see you next week for our next one. But until then, bye for now.